Introduction. We are not going to try to sugarcoat this topic or make it easier for people to digest, as the themes involved are not suitable for all audiences. We ask that you go into the description and read the trigger warnings attached to this video before proceeding. If you are uncomfortable with the topics that will be presented, then we highly recommend clicking off. The intention of this video is to prioritize the voices of Darthy's victims. We are going to be interviewing them about their experiences with Darthy, as well as presenting the evidence they have willingly shared with us. Initially, we thought that approaching Darthy for a potential interview would be a good idea. That way, he could confirm whether or not these victims' stories are true. However, recently he has chosen to deflect the events, attack victims of baseless claims, and also has chosen to slander people who were not in any way involved with the situations that sparked this. Myself included. Darthy has even gone as far as to publicly expose the state location and occupation of an ex-partner who had previously spoken out against him. This person, we will call them Orwell, had shared an Instagram post that is now deleted, detailing Darthy's history of engaging in sexual interactions with 17-year-olds while he was in his mid-20s, as well as showing text evidence of Darthy admitting to have done so. Additionally, Darthy has accused this ex-partner on his Instagram of probably drugging minors. A post on his story that he has now deleted, and an accusation that, as of recording this, currently has no proof and appears to be entirely defamatory. We believe that his credibility is compromised because of this, and including him now after the actions he has done would only diminish the voices of the victims, which goes against the purpose of this video. Each victim has agreed to give some sort of statement, interview, and/or proof to both me and Floof. Additionally, at the end of the video, we will be talking with someone who had a very close connection with Darthy and one of his victims. They have also worked with Darthy many times in the past and want to try to attempt to clear their name of any potential association with Darthy they may be accused of in the future. We understand that talking about these things in this manner and format puts us and the victims at risk of harm, slander, and God forbid threats. So we please ask everyone who is watching to please respect the privacy and boundaries of everyone in this video. We also ask Darthy to refrain from continuing to slander and attack these victims, and to please address this all accordingly. With all of that being said, I believe now it is a good time to begin this video.
But he's always on my mind. But take a tip from me. You know how I feel with my man at sea. I got the blues for the dream.
Alright, Floof, this is obviously very... it's weird that I'm asking you the questions and this is 1000% going to be on your channel, so you're kind of just like asking yourself questions in a way. But, I mean, I guess we kind of like need to... Well, I would like to know also who is Darthy, because I was mentioned, as you know, in a story post by him stating that I was apparently brainwashed by you. I had not known who this person was personally. I do want to tell you, though, he did message me. Like, he posted on that same story that he had tried to warn me about you. And he did try to message me, and I think I had sent you sort of the message that he relayed to me. Whether you want to think that's a warning or not, that's up to you. But I am going to try my best to discard that for now, and I want to hear from you about who he is. Considering I don't really feel comfortable or trust that he is going to be genuine about that, I would like to hear from someone who has been with Darthy for how long have you been together?
We dated for 3 or 4 months.
Wow. He has a lot to, maybe not a lot to accuse you of, but he has some stuff that has a lot of weight. So much weight that he even dragged me into it. Let's try to deep dive into Darthy. How long do you think he's been a furry for? Like, has he ever told you in regards to the furry fandom, just like how long he's been a furry?
Never got like a for sure on how long. It's been at least 3 years that I know of. He's been in the fandom.
At least 3?
Yeah, I'd say so.
How do you know that?
Just from the X's that he's had, and just looking at his Instagram, you can go and look through and just see the post dates he's had of art.
Speaking of posts, we're both aware of the following that Darthy has on his socials. I know you've only been with him for 3 to 4 months, but how did he get to that following? Like, how did he become so, I guess, well known?
Honestly, I think it's because he got a lot of art from this artist named Lucio. A lot of it was very horny art, and so most of it was cropped porn, to be completely honest. And in this fandom, if you post cropped porn, you just get followers. That's how you do it. You don't have to be a good person or a bad person. If it's porn, you will get follows.
Okay. Wow. Do you know of any notable I guess creators that he has collaborated with? You mentioned that he had a lot of art from an artist named Lucio, and did he have a close connection with Lucio?
Yeah. Lucio, Darthy, and me were really close, to the point where Darthy would constantly nag me about, hey, maybe we should be poly and like try and get Lucio in the relationship.
Oh wow. We're going to be interviewing Lucio actually very soon. So if he can confirm that, then
Well,
that'd
I
be
also
pretty
have
big.
pictures.
You have pictures of this?
Yeah, I have pictures of us cuddling. You have me on the side and Darthy not cuddling me and cuddling Lucio instead.
I'm looking at the screenshot right now. This is, I imagine, you on the right, Darthy in the middle, and Lucy on the left.
Mm-hmm.
When was this taken?
September of 24.
September 24? Or September of 2024?
Yeah. And it got to a point, too, where we had a group chat, and he would do a group chat sleep call because he wanted to sleep call with Lucio so bad. I still have access to that group chat. I could definitely take screenshots of that there. I also, not that, I don't know if we'd want to show him. I also have pictures of any silly things that we did.
Yeah, well, you don't have to share that with me if you don't want to.
I kind of prefer not to show that. I don't like showing anything of my exes, let alone the monster that Darthy is.
I mean, you can show it to me, but we're probably just going to blur it in posts. Just like I know at least, because... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I'm assuming you're the white character?
Yeah, so because my other avatar was a PC only one, so for the cuddling picture, I'm like, oh, I'll have my avatar in it, and so when we did the more sexual stuff, I wanted to have them be able to see stuff, so I just hopped into an NSFW Avi I had that was quest friendly.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And then this is the Telegram group chat that we had.
Oh wow. This is on Telegram, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You have trust in me. We're going to be doing these interviews with obviously Zenith and Lucio later. I mean, if they confirm some of the stuff that you told me, and I guess if I notice a pattern in the way you guys describe him, then I would believe you. And I would also believe you even more if, does Zenith know Lucio?
I believe so.
Do they talk often? Like, are they friends and stuff like that?
That I wouldn't know. I don't talk to them, either of them, enough to really know their stance on each other.
Okay.
I just know they know each other.
I wonder because I think the ultimate proof of all of this is if they don't know each other and they still give the same, I guess, account. Because if they aren't aware of each other and like the interactions they had with Darthy, because Darthy has interacted with both of these people, and obviously I have proof of Lucio, and we're going to soon be interviewing Zenith's time with Darthy. I will 1000% put my eggs in one basket and be sincere about dropping this video with you if for a fact both Zenith and Lucio are able to give near identical or maybe identical accounts of how Darthy acted with them, and they also just don't know each other, because then I can't call them out and say there's conflict of interest because they know each other and they know of their each other's experience. Because if they don't, then obviously there is a pattern here that he is doing. I think that's a fair assessment, at least. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Oh damn, this is sad. This is coming from me. I forgot about this because I thought I'll just start going through these.
So these are DMs with you and Darthy. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's his account name right there at the top. So that lines up with maybe the
That's
profile
a
picture.
really
The profile picture is the same. When was the screenshot taken?
So he changes his profile pic like every other day.
But is his username
And
the
that's
same? In this
yeah, his username is the same.
and these are your messages with him.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna blur these out because these are very personal messages.
Let me see. November 5th, 2024. That was right before the breakup.
So this is okay. Well, this at least this tells me that you did in fact talk to Darthy, and in a way that is very intimate and sexual. Okay.
And yeah, and that picture, that's with that headshot, that's actually a couple picture of us holding each other.
Was that art made by Lucio?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if this lines up actually. So look at this. Oh yeah, that lines up. That lines up. Yeah, that lines up. Wow. Yeah, you don't have to show me any more personal conversations with you and Darthy. I lining up the profile pictures. Yeah, I believe you. This is more than enough. Obviously, I can't take like everything you're saying about your negative experience with him fully at face value, but I can definitely say like 1000% you and Darthy were together, and what you were saying to me about him treating you nicely sort of at the beginning is true. Okay, you have mountains of proof. I don't know if I can show them all in, I guess, in full in the video, but would you be okay if I guess maybe made or put them in a place for people to be able to view them on their own? Obviously, I
absolutely.
will edit them and exclude anything that may be personal to you, and of course anything that may be involving real names, addresses, and stuff like that. But if these are made accessible for people to look at, would you be willing for me to allow that to happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He says in this screenshot, all my friends need love sometimes. In regards to you saying you are fine with you it says right here, you and Lucio ever wanted to be silly. Are you saying that, what does this mean? This interaction right here, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that was because we were in an open relationship. If they ever wanted to do anything sexual with each other, I didn't care. He didn't care. We were very open to each other about being in an open relationship.
Well,
That's
I'm confused
why I
though.
think it's funny.
Why is he calling you a cheater then, if this is the case?
So that way he had something to try and make my name sound shitty about. So that way, all the stuff I was bringing up about him would kind of get hushed down.
So you think he intentionally slandered you so that the stuff that
Absolutely.
you brought out against him would not be taken as
Mhm.
seriously.
Yeah, because when you're getting accusations of being a pedophile and you are a manipulator, what do? You manipulate people to say, hey, this guy's actually the bad guy,
Okay.
with no proof.
How would you feel if Darthy came forward and said he would like to have a talk with us and I guess sort of come on and give his side of the story?
I would absolutely love that. But knowing his person, he won't.
Well, why not?
He's afraid of confrontation, and anything that puts him in a bad light or a bad situation, he will do everything he can to pussy out and just
Why is he afraid of confrontation though?
because he's got a lot of followers. There's a lot of people that look at him as this super nice and sweet person. He doesn't want that to go away. He doesn't.
Well, wouldn't
He
it be
likes
better
having
if he were
power.
to come on? Wouldn't it be better for him to come on here and like defend himself?
It would
Don't you
be,
think so?
but he doesn't know that. He doesn't really think in that way. He thinks I'm just gonna protect myself.
Well,
I would love for him to come on.
this would help
I would
protect him
love
though.
for him to.
This would help protect him though. He could come on and be like, yeah, this is what happened. This is why I did this and that. This is why I almost fully doxed Orwell when he made that post. This is why I made up these accusations of Floof being a cheater without any evidence. This is why I called you out, Dash, even though you didn't do any part or had no part in this. Like, it would be very great for him to come on and explain why he would do that. So it just seems interesting that.
I think he has his evidence on, like, if we were in a mono relationship, he would have his evidence that I would cheat. Because yeah, if we were in a monogamous relationship and I sent a picture to somebody,
Well, did you cheat?
we didn't talk about that,
Well,
right?
did you cheat though?
No, because we were in an open relationship, and I sent a screenshot saying that we both were okay with that stuff.
So you never cheated, and the time he did accuse you of cheating was this. I guess you gave me proof of the screenshot where he said he wanted the open relationship.
Yeah, because he's like, hey, I have my friends that need their loving, and I'm just like, oh, that's fine. My only thing is, if you're doing stuff IRL, just let me know. And we both
Oh yeah,
were
you do
agreed and
say
set
that
on
in the screenshot. Yeah, I just now clicked back on it. You do say that. Oh, and interestingly, he says in that same screenshot that he doesn't care if you do it either.
Mhm.
Which is
And then when I
interesting
do
because
it, he
that
cares.
conflicts with the accusation he made on his story about you.
Correct.
All right, is that everything you wanted to show me? I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that'd just be a good opening to this, and so we can keep going on.
All right. I mean, I kind of have an idea of like who he is, like his time. I mean, I more so have your experience of him and your perspective of him, and you giving me proof of that. And I kind of have an idea of who he is and how he's gotten to this point and stuff like that. But I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. All right. I do have permission to use this in the editing, right? And like,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, yeah, I would hope so, right? Because we're both working on this. All right. And recording. Before we do anything else, I do want to like talk to you about something. That's okay.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Hello?
my mic
Yeah,
wasn't picking up.
that's all right.
Yeah, what's up?
This is not like none of this is altered, Photoshop, fake. This is all real stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're
could,
not telling me fake stories because again, those stories that you told me, some of them I don't have any proof of.
right.
I can
Yeah,
only
all
go
the
based off of
screenshots
the
are-
fact that you have good intention of sharing the truth because you have evidence of everything else, or maybe not everything else, but some of the stuff. I'm only going based
Yeah.
off of that.
To prove that the screenshots are real, I could always go on my phone, click the 3 dots, and see when that screenshot was taken. So that way, it's not like I'm just making them now.
Okay.
And in terms of the
Because if you
stories,
are
like,
lying about this, we're going to be touching upon some really serious stuff in these future interviews, like with Zenith and Lucio, and this is some really serious shit.
Yeah.
Like if I find out you're lying about this crap, I'm never going to forgive you for it. Like this is not something you fuck around with.
see, what I care about is people do not get hurt the same way that not only
And I care
me,
about that
but
you're
others
telling the
have.
fucking truth.
Yeah.
Because this is
Oh,
really
I know.
serious shit.
I know. And that's why I'm saying wait until you have everyone else's evidence and their testimonies on stuff. I'll let both of you make your own decision on it, and I'll let whoever watches this make their own now informed thoughts on what happened and how they think of them. It is completely up to them.
How you been,
The
Dash?
big chillin'.
I'm good. I'm just getting all the questions ready.
Feel free to ask pretty much anything. I mean, I don't really know all too many specifics just because, well, it's been a while. So,
I mean, if there's questions that you feel like you don't know how to respond to, or you don't feel comfortable like answering them, you can just say like that you don't want to answer them.
all right.
Floof, do you have anything like you want to ask them or something?
I kind of counted on you making the list
Oh, okay.
because you were way better at asking a lot more, I guess you say, like thoughtful questions.
So before I begin, I just want to know that you are comfortable with me recording this conversation and using it in the video to.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you please like introduce yourself to the viewers, how old you are, and kind of give us like briefly tell us about your experience with Darthy?
Well, you can call me Sam or Zenith. It doesn't matter. Back from when I can remember, I dated Darthy when I was 17. He was a lot more understanding, a little bit more respectful, and was quite a bit more mature, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, he was a really nice guy. I mean, to be honest, I really don't even know how he got me to date him. I mean, on top of it, I think my birthday was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months out as well before I turned 18.
How old was he at the time of dating you?
How old was he?
Yeah, how
I
old was
think
he?
I think he was around like 20. I think anywhere from the range of 23 to maybe 25, from what I can remember.
And was he aware that you were 17?
Yes.
How did you get them alone?
Grooming. I would check out their family situation. I would check out their social interaction with other kids. I would make sure which ones I wanted to molest. I would give them special attention, congratulate them, talk to them when I know that I would never be allowed to talk to anybody else. Aside from everybody, I would give them the attention that an official is not supposed to give anybody. And it made them feel like, wow, he's paying me attention. You know, it is a direct form of grooming.
How did you first, I guess, come in contact with him? Like, what was your, I guess, relationship with him before the
I mean, it
relationship,
kind
and how did it get to that point?
So originally, he followed me on Instagram back when I had my original account, hence why I don't have any of the messages from him or anything of the sort. I actually might have some Discord messages. I'll have to do some digging, but he originally followed me on Instagram, and like any normal person, greeting them and seeing how their day is, and I got to talking, found some common interests, and we were decent friends, I guess you could say, or casual friends, nothing, too big. And then just I slowly started to notice him like cling to me in a certain kind of sense, like become more affectionate and more, well, flirty and stuff of the sort, stuff like that.
And he was being flirty with you while knowing you were underage?
Yeah.
Okay. How did he treat you at the start of your relationship with him? Like, what kind of behavior did he show?
He was really nice, kind, understanding, agreeable. If I couldn't do something, he understood. And then slowly it started declining, I think, after a month and a half or so, maybe a month. And then things just kind of spiraled from there, and I saw what kind of person he was and didn't want to be a part of it.
Did he ever make you feel
Yep.
uncomfortable or pressured or kind of coerced you into doing something you didn't want to do?
Quite a few times.
Could you list off like maybe a few of those instances?
Well, him, sending messages and, pictures of sorts and stuff like that. I kind of really did, yeah, just not kind of something I wanted to do, but he kind of manipulated me into doing it.
Had he ever tried to isolate you from friends, family, other people that meant a lot to you?
Quite a few people on Instagram that I was really close friends with, and maybe keep a few things hidden from like my parents and stuff at the time, but
I see.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child. If I thought that the child had friends that he would tell, I would not approach him. If I thought the child had friends that were in the same capacity he was, I would approach him. For the simple fact that if I could molest him, I could lure him into believing, grooming him into believing that he would enjoy it. And therefore, I could manipulate him into having his other friends come and be molested by me as well.
I ask that because isolation is often a common tactic when people are victims of grooming and manipulation. So usually the manipulator or groomer sort of tries to isolate the person, make them feel like they don't have any support systems or places to go and talk about their current experience with the person that is manipulating them. So do you feel like that adds up, I guess, and like
yeah.
it being a common thing that he did? Okay. How did Darthy make you feel when you questioned like his actions or when you said you were uncomfortable or you weren't comfortable with his behavior towards you at times?
He reassured me and talked me into it and a bunch of stuff like that. Like, he's like, "Oh, no one's gonna know," or "Oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna tell anyone or show anyone," or stuff like that.
Did he end up showing people?
I don't know. He might have. I don't know. Never really found out that, but I mean, he could have. I don't know.
Were there any specific moments where you felt like you were being groomed or manipulated? Like, did you ever have a moment where you're like, I might be a victim of this? And could you tell us, like, more or less what that was like?
Probably have. It'd probably have to be towards the end of that relationship, and it didn't really set very well as soon as it kind of like set in and I realized what had happened or what was and has been happening. And then right around that time, my Instagram account got hacked, so I lost that. And then at that point, I said screw it, and I basically deleted every social media off of my phone and kind of disappeared for about a year or so.
Did Dorothy ever try to gaslight you or make you doubt, like, what you believed?
Yeah, a lot. That's one of the reasons I, kind of ended it. It was like I said. I mean, it was going good for the first bit, and then started having little disagreements and arguments and stuff like that. And it got to the point where he was blaming me for a lot of things or accusing me of being the reason that he was depressed or angry or a bunch of stuff.
Did Dorothy threaten to expose you or share personal information about you or make false accusations against you in any of the messages he's sent you since then?
Not since then, but I know he did threaten and possibly do some stuff when we did break up. Again, I'm unclear if he did or not. I disappeared off of social media for a year and yeah, so
Did he ever apologize or try to justify his actions in any way?
when I talked to him and was trying to talk to him about what had happened and everything and trying to find a middle ground and I wouldn't say be friends, but just kind of, I wouldn't say forget it either, but just kind of accept it, I guess. I was talking to him about it, and he didn't like the idea of it, and he started blaming me for a bunch of stuff and accusing me and gaslighting me and threatening me and all kinds of other great mumbo
When he
jumbo.
was accusing you of this, did he ever give you any proof of, like, did he have anything to base his accusations off of against you in the moment, or did he?
No, he had no proof or anything. He just was being a dick to be a dick, as I can easily put it.
And how would you say interacting with Darthy, like from the very beginning to the very present day, how do you think it has affected your life and well-being?
I mean, it's definitely the cause for some of the things I think about and some of the issues I have. I mean, he caused a lot of mental and physical and emotional pain towards me and my mom, because she was the only one I told about any of this. A lot of mental distress and just stress and anxiety and a bunch of depression, just a lot of stuff.
Do you believe Darthy's actions toward you were part of a larger pattern of behavior? Like, do you think this is something that if you
He
heard
does a
that,
lot.
yeah, if this is something that you heard he did to other people, would it surprise you that he did these things the same way he did it to you?
No, I know that he's done these things. I've seen it in the friends that he has been with, Floof being one. Floof told me the things that he did and the things he said and everything, and yeah, that it's Darthy's been doing ever. I mean, probably even before he dated me. I've saw it with multiple friends.
Has Darthy ever made any statements or promises to you that, looking back now, to you just seem straight up manipulative or just straight up false?
Yeah, one in particular, actually. He said, when I turn 18, he is gonna pay for a bus or plane ticket over. I don't remember, New York. I think that's where he lives. I don't remember. Over to him and to live with his parents and him, and I'd be at like a stay-at-home housewife or something. And it's something I had to do if I wanted to be with him.
You had to be a stay at home
Like
person to be with him?
cooker, cleaner. No, 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 no. To be with him, just to move over and live with him
Okay.
as soon as I turned 18.
Could you describe any attempts that Dorothy did to sort of discredit you, manipulate the narrative, or gaslight you into thinking his behavior was at least acceptable?
Probably only about one time, but I don't really remember too much about it. It was after the breakup and after I left. He miraculously found my account, or must have notified him I made a new account of some sort. I don't know. But he got a hold of me. He's like, "Oh, look who's back." And I'm like, "I don't want to fucking talk to you. The things that you did were unacceptable." And he's like, "I asked your mom if it was okay. She said yes." And I'm like, "Well, sending the nudes and other things that you wanted me to do and forced me into was not." He's like,
Mm.
"I didn't force you. You did it out of your own will." I'm like, "No, I can remember it clearly. You gaslighted me and told me no one was gonna find out, and just this once, blah 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 blah."
How did you try to protect yourself from, I guess, these interactions, if at all? Like, did you ever try to distance yourself from Dorothy during your relationship, and maybe even just testing whether or not he
I
would
tr-
respect boundaries?
I tried to push certain topics away or try to distract him, but he kind of insisted and pushed and pushed and pushed, and I know he wouldn't stop.
Even without, because there are going to be people who are going to try to discredit what your experiences were and what you said. Why do you feel it's important to share your experience with others?
To try to make people a little bit aware of how much of a monster that person is. I mean, even then, my sister knew I was dating him at the time, so I've got proof of that as well. If anyone doesn't seem to believe me, and I have my mother as well.
Is there other people that can testify that you were in a relationship with him as well?
Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few close friends.
Have you ever heard similar experiences from others who were involved with Dorothy? And what did they say about their own experiences that you feel like lined up a lot with what you experienced?
I mean, yeah, a few friends that I've had and known. And probably just about as close as everything I'm telling you guys today. That he was manipulative, he loved to gaslight, he blamed things on you that you didn't even do or try to do, or try to make his own actions seem like they were right. And even when you were in the right, he'd still try to find a way to make it seem like you were in the wrong.
Have you seen the post that put up on his Instagram?
Yes, I have.
Did you read the second to last slide where he admits to it being wrong, what he did?
Yes, I did.
Did it surprise you that he admitted it?
Yeah, it really caught me off guard.
And how do you feel about him downplaying it by saying that he's not that way anymore and that he's changed? Do you believe that he means that, or do you think that's him trying to brush off everything that he's done?
I hope he burns and rots in fucking hell. There is no changing someone like that.
I'm gonna ask this for the sake of proof because this is something that I feel like could be very important. Do you have evidence of these marks still on your arm? We won't show it in the video, but I want to see it, and like
I
it would give you a
mean,
lot more
I'm
credibility.
pretty. I'd have to go looking, but I could also take a picture right now. Yeah, I knew who I sent it to. Give me a second.
Oh, other people knew about this.
I mean, besides my boyfriend now. Also, the new marks are, well, recent. So don't worry about those.
Oh Jesus!
That was when I first started.
Jesus fucking Christ!
They were a lot deeper, but I didn't take a picture. That was just a picture that I took when I first started, stopped, and washed the knife. And that doesn't include the alcohol that I consumed that night.
Did you make these cuts when you were drunk or when you were sober?
Both.
I'm gonna list some common red flags that indicate someone is grooming another individual, and I want you to tell me,
Okay.
like, I'm gonna go one by one, and you tell me whether or not you feel that for a fact happened in your relationship with Darthy, or if you're not sure, or if it's not if it's not something that you can remember or recall, you can tell me no.
All right.
All right. Asking to keep the relationship secret in some form.
Yes.
Making suggestive or sexual comments.
A lot. Yes.
Asking someone about their sexual background.
Yep.
Sending links to suggestive images, porn, memes, whatever it may be.
Yes.
Only using certain apps for contact, or maybe switching to a different app to send sexual images.
Yes.
Chatting only at certain times or when others are not around.
Yes.
Setting conditions on the relationships, such as demanding things like photos.
Yes.
Sending unexpected gifts.
All the time.
Okay, you checked mark every single box of red flags that are on the Helping Survivors website. Every single one.
I could probably name off more, but my brain's a little bit too melted right now to think of more.
What would you say to someone else who might be going through something similar?
There's always people to talk to. Don't do what I did. Don't hurt yourself over someone who is not worthy of something of the sort. It's okay to cry. It's okay to tell people what happened. People will support you, and we won't make things right. We will, change what happened. But if you ever need an ear to talk to someone about what has happened and how they can relate, me and many others can have your back.
Why do you think it's important to speak out, even if others might not believe you or understand your story?
Because if you don't, other people get hurt. Other people do things because they think there's no hope left for them. I was going to be one of those people, but I stopped myself. It's never too late to say anything.
You need a minute?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, just making sure. Is there anything you want to add or end with?
Well, he's probably going to see this and hear all this. But Darthy, you've got something coming. And it's not going to be pretty. You've hurt a lot of people that I've known. You've hurt me. You've hurt all the people I've known around me that have changed me and many other lives. You may have changed or may say if you've changed. It's a fucking bullshit. I know you haven't, and I know you never will. The things you've done, the things you've said, the things that you've provoked will never be forgotten. The pain and suffering that you've caused me and many others and people that aren't even here with us anymore, their suffering and the pain that you've caused them will always be here and will always be heard. And I hope every single last person that you've ever hurt or are going to hurt haunts you into the day you fucking die.
Is that all?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for answering all of these. That really helps a lot of what we're trying to do.
It's no problem.
So,
Right, just ask away.
Floof, do you want me to say something, or
You
do
guys
you
hear me
want me?
slurping? I have a. You guys hear
That's
me
fine.
slurping? I have like Starbucks.
That's fine.
You're fine. So we want to start off just kind of learning stuff from the beginning of like how you got to know Darthy, just like when you kind of met him roughly. I know it was like a little over 2 years ago, but just kind of generally when you met him, and then just kind of how y'all's relationship was kind of going on throughout the years.
Started off like any other customer. I'm an artist. He came to me as a customer. We got art done, and it was pretty good. Pretty, what's the word? I'm not really good with words, but all in all, it was a good experience. Me and him, we worked together, figuring out art and stuff, drawing. And as he kept on commissioning me, we started to grow as like more than just a working buddy, but rather than friends. We've been warming up together as like more than just employees working together.
Okay.
And nothing really stood out to me except like he kept chatting more, like just chatting, like nothing too crazy. The thing that stuck out to me the most is just him like talking more and more to me about how's my day and stuff like that.
So your initial impression of him at the beginning when you met him was positive. Like, it doesn't really
Yeah,
no
nothing
red flags at this
nothing happened.
point when you met him.
No.
Could you say, like, obviously now there is a ton of stuff that could be said about him, but looking back, do
I
you feel like there were
felt
any maybe things you may have missed at the
as we
time?
grow closer, as we go. Sorry, talking over you. As we
Sorry.
grew closer, like kept on working and working on different commissions. I think I felt like he was starting to get attached. When he has a commission idea, it's sometimes lewd NSFW stuff, and I'm usually the one to be in it. He offers me to be in the art with him. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So it's like it's a bonus, and he's willing to pay for the extra body price to add me in.
And you said that
Um,
he got really attached at some point.
I felt like he did, but I just shrugged it off, like saying like, oh, maybe he was just being like nice. You know, everyone's nice. I've met people who are nice, but at the time, yeah, we were just it was just I believe he was getting a little too attached. And as time went on, recent years, as of today and a couple of months ago, I think he was really showing it. To the first recent that I picked up was when I myself got into a relationship or starting to see someone, and that was
Okay.
and Darthy when they were together before I was with. And from what I've heard from both of their sides, they did not like each other. They did not like each other. I didn't get full details as to why, but they just give me like the straight and forward stuff. Like it did not work out, and they wish to not speak to each other ever again. And I'm all like, whoa.
This didn't have
Two
an
of my
impact
best
on
friends.
your relationship though with them, right? Like with your partner.
No, it had. I mean, it at first it did. It really did. When I was with I told Darthy, and he said, "God no, stay away from him. If I were you, I would cut your losses with. He is a god awful person. Stay away from him and stuff like that." And I'm like, whoa, where the heck is all this come from? The way I know him, the way I used to know him, he was all nice and happy and loved to get to know people, giving people second chances. Everyone can redeem themselves, this and that. And now when he's in the picture, he just turned a completely different direction on his personality. It's like, whoa, what is this? When they were together, they didn't really see eye to eye, like I said. I don't know what happened, but
Was there any
and when
reason for
Darthy,
this? Like was
well,
Darthy's reason for not liking him?
not supporting. Well, at the time, he just said that he was just saying these things to help me, to warn me, like, hey, this is gonna hurt you, so it's best to cut this off so you won't get hurt in
But
the
he wasn't
future.
actually telling you. He wasn't actually telling you what it was that was bad about their
Oh,
character.
he said some of the lines. He said that some of the lines of like, he's a god awful person. Get away from him now. He's gonna hurt you in the long run and stuff like
Well, that
that.
doesn't make sense then.
I'm all
No, like
like,
that's a
I'm
completely
all
different
like,
person.
I'm like, oh God, is what if Darthy is saying is true? Oh no. So I was having these thoughts bogging in my head all throughout the day, and it's just like, I'm gonna say he manipulated me. I fell for it, and so I just went and tells like, hey, I think we're moving too fast or something like that. Darthy's telling me these things, and I don't know if it's true or not, and I think we should see other people and something like that.
So
I fell for it.
You're saying that the reasoning behind your breakup with your then partner at the time was motivated fully by Darthy's sort of lies?
Darthy really, I would say, manipulated me into breaking up with Zax. He got what he wanted, and ever since me and Zax broke up at that time, I still couldn't get him out of my head. I went up to him, I apologized. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I said these things and yada yada. Can we try it again? We did, and what I'm about to say, it was amazing. Truly, what Darthy said, anything about being like sick in the head and being mean and toxic, none of that was shown. Not even a hint.
He completely. So he lied about all these things.
He lied.
Just to get you out of that relationship.
Who is? Yes.
Do you think he was trying to get you out of that relationship to hopefully lure you into one with him?
Yes. As soon as, I wouldn't say right away, as soon as we broke up, or when Darthy heard we broke up, he was getting a little bit clingy, a little bit attached. Then as it grow by the day, he confessed his feelings to me. I'm like, hey, I'm flattered, but I'm not looking for a relationship. But every day he keeps on saying like he loves me and he supports me and he wants to be there for me. He wants to come down and visit me someday. He wants me and him to go to conventions, Disney World. I'm like, hey, it's too soon, you know? And yeah,
So,
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
You didn't see it then, but
you had
when
you pin the tail on the donkey, yes, of him. So I'm sorry speaking over you. You pin the
No,
tail on the
sorry.
donkey when he manipulated me out of this relationship at first. I think that was his intention.
While we may call someone a narcissist to describe someone who acts self-absorbed, narcissistic personality disorder is actually a serious condition that can affect how you see yourself and how you relate to others. If you know where to look, there are some telling traits of NPD that stand out. 1. An overinflated sense of self-importance. Number 2. A need for excessive admiration. People with NPD evaluate their self-worth and self-esteem based on how other people perceive them. 3. A sense of entitlement. Since they see themselves as the most important person in their lives, they often expect others to see them the same way. Number 4. Superficial relationships. A person with NPD typically surrounds themselves with members of high society. Number 5. Takes advantage of others to achieve their goals. Disingenuous relationships lead to unfortunate outcomes. Someone with NPD may be more willing to take advantage of other people for their own personal benefit, including people they know and love. Number 6. A lack of empathy. In interpersonal and romantic relationships, especially, someone with NPD may have a hard time recognizing someone else's needs. Number 7. Resistant to change. Processing big changes can be difficult for someone with NPD, especially when they're asked to compromise their beliefs or actions for the betterment of others. 8. Hyper-focused on fantasies. It's lonely at the top, especially for someone with NPD who's hyper-focused on themselves. They may be fixated on their career, their social status, their financial well-being, or their physical looks.
What was the first thing you heard about in terms of just like any allegations or accusations made towards Darthy that involved some sort of like screenshots and stuff? What was the first time, if you can recall it?
About well, the screenshots of I believe it was you guys sending me screenshots of
You mean Floof?
Floof, and you guys.
And how long ago
When
did
Floof
he
when
send
when
these
Floof got
screenshots?
with you, he was like, oh, beware of Floof. He's a cheater or something like that. And I'm like, Darthy, just drop it. I know you guys broke up recently, but just drop it, man. It's in the past. But
I actually
he's all
have
like,
proof myself that Darthy came into my DMs warning me. We
yeah,
had never interacted before. Him
yeah.
warning me.
I remembered that. I remember that screenshot.
You were shown that? Okay. And
Yeah,
at the
that's like
time,
one of the.
what was your
I was all
immediate
like,
reaction that time when
I was all like, Darthy, please, it's not worth it. I know you guys. Yeah, I know you and Flip didn't see eye to eye, but just like, come on, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. It's only gonna hurt in the long run. He's all like, hey, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just being honest and stuff like that.
did you genuinely believe that he was telling the truth then? At that point in time, not now.
I felt like he was just trying to like damage your guys' relationships before it even began, and that's exactly what he did with me. He already like damaged the relationship before it already began with me, and so the way he did that to you and Floof is just like, come on, Dash, just don't do that.
Did you make that connection at the time, or
No, I just bottle that up right now. I just made that connection right now. I just
okay?
just,
But at the time, did you believe what Darthy was saying about his ex being a cheater and stuff like that? Did you believe that at that time, or did you kind of just didn't pay that much mind?
yeah, I'm human. You know, I'm growing from these,
And
trying to know what's real and what's not, and He
I don't
gets
mean
me
to
every
cut.
time.
I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to let you know, like, we are good on that. Like, I hope you know, like as you said earlier during this, it's been years of this, and you had known this person for, you've known me for, at that point, only a couple months. You had
Uh-huh.
known Darthy for years longer than knew me. Who would you rather
Yeah,
trust? Would you rather trust the years of a friend or someone who
of
just got
course.
broke up with? Like, I completely understand where you were coming from at that time.
Of course.
So when that, I mean, you obviously saw the post that posted, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like that got shared with you or
Yeah.
it reached you
This
somehow.
this this is news to me. This was news to me.
You were not aware whatsoever of Darthy doing
I
what he did to.
I think one victim of just one screenshot, or I think two screenshots of one of the victims he predatorized. What was it? Do you guys know the names of the victim? It starts with a Z.
Zenith.
Zen? Was it Zenith? I think it was Zenith. And it was this one. And it was just one accusation, a rumor, even. From the screenshots, yeah, it was like it could be fake or stuff like that. And
Did you believe it was
Darthy
fake?
as he is. No, I don't believe it was fake, but I believed in change. Like people could change. Darthy told me that. Like he says, like I've changed. I'm not that person anymore.
So
Stuff
he admitted to
like
you
I
that
said.
he did
Like
that.
I said, I get manipulated. I don't know. I don't think he did. I don't think he. I'm a terrible memorizer. So I don't think he did tell me that what the screenshot says were the truth. So I
But
don't know if he lied
but
or told the truth.
I'm confused. He said he didn't tell you.
No, he didn't tell me. Long story
He
short,
didn't
he
tell
didn't tell
you.
me.
He
He
didn't
didn't
tell
tell
you
me.
whether it was true or not.
Yeah.
But he did tell you that he was a changed person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't you think that would probably point you in the right direction when it comes to that?
Like the wrong direction, right? Like
Well,
falling for it.
I mean, yeah, if you want to phrase it that way, if somebody tells you, like if you were to have incriminating evidence of somebody doing a crime and the first thing they say is, I'm a changed person, what do you think that would mean?
Depends, like how it could be shown through like appearances and behavior. Like say for example,
Well, no,
if
I'm
you
asking like
rob a
whether or
drug.
not it was guilt, if he was guilty of doing that or not. If I am coming to you,
He denied it to me. Like he's all
he
like,
denied
that's
it.
not true. I did
Okay.
not. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to clear up. He denied it to you, and so you believed him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looking back now, do you wish that you had believed it? Like, do you feel like
If I
was
believed
better?
if I believed it, I wouldn't think I would have the strength to block him like I did now. It was already hard as is with a friend that was once a customer and now just whatever he is now, and I just had to block him. It was hard. So back then, if I did believe it, I wouldn't go through with blocking him because it's a friend. Was a friend.
I understand. I imagine that that's very damaging
Yeah.
for you to hear that.
Hmm.
Your immediate reaction wasn't probably one of, I guess, positive.
Like after post, it's just like, oh man.
Did you
What do
see
I
it
do?
coming,
What am I
or
gonna do? How am I gonna tell him? No.
you didn't see it coming? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Do you understand that, like, your art with him is public, I think both on his page and on your page? You understand that, like,
Yeah.
there are some people who are going to make a link of both of you together. What do you say to those people?
And can you repeat that? You kind of blacked out there.
There are people who see the public art that you have done for him that includes you with him, that's both on your pages and his pages. And there are people that are going to assume and make the connection that, I mean, now you even told me that you guys have been close friends for years and you went from customer to friends with him, very close friends, I imagine. What do you say to those people now who may say that you had known the whole time or you were aware of what was going on? What do you say to those people?
All the art we've had and whatever connections and links they're going to do with the art, if they choose to want me to take it down, I will. I just want them up for people to see, not to see for who he is and what the lies he did. It's just I want to show the art because of the friendship we built along the way. And yeah, at the time I didn't know any of this. So can you blame me for drawing something that made us happy? I didn't know. I'm more of a victim here too. Because what if this ruins me too?
Would you be willing to take the art down then?
If
At this point in time?
people contact me personally, they're like, "Hey, this guy's not it. I don't want to see this. Take it down."
So you're gonna keep
I
the
would.
art up?
I'll keep the art up.
I don't have any necessarily real questions. I just kind of more
I
had some
I have.
realizations about some stuff.
I'll have like I'll bring up a topic that is very interesting to me about Darthy.
What's that?
Well, from what I experienced from Darthy recently, he is like a whiny baby, a whiny baby adult. And here's why. I have this rule on my Patreon where I have tiers in my Patreon, and then my highest tier I have will benefit you. It has many benefits, but the benefit I wanna focus on is you get one free pass to get in the queue automatically. So you don't have to wait for me to open to the public or anything like that. You're in.
He
But you
was
have to be at
subscribes to this
but you
tier.
have to be at the very. He was subscribed
Okay.
to this tier. He was this benefit. It's like it's already a hassle as is. You know, I have Patreon members who use it they use it for themselves, which is like I totally understand. You know, I gave them the benefit. You know, they might as well use it. Darthy, he uses it extremely a lot, and sometimes he gets greedy. Sometimes he gets a little bit greedy with it. Back then, I used to have it like you could get it in the queue slot twice per month, and it will refresh every month. That was a lot to handle, so I narrow it down to one per month. And so as soon as Darthy uses one of his free passes, he has to wait until next month. And so as soon as he's like, and I wouldn't say as soon, but when he uses his free pass, like a week later, he's just like, "Hey, do you think you could slide me into the queue line? Because I have this really good idea, and I want to give you some money." It's just like
Oh, was he trying to take
I
advantage of
find
the queue
that
line?
he was trying to take advantage of the queue line. I have a
Okay.
system. You have one free pass, easily, or wait until next month. He he just keeps telling me like, why are you doing this stuff? Like, why are you doing this? You changed. You used to we used to do a lot of art together, a lot of art. And now I know ever since you do Patreon and do the benefits, you've changed. You never take me seriously anymore. You always focus on others rather than me. You know, we're friends, right? You don't even treat me as a friend anymore and stuff like that. He says those comments, and it's just like, what? What are you saying? Even with my best friends who are in the Patreon who use the benefits, don't even acknowledge or even complain about this stuff. Only Darthy. He's always complaining or treating me differently because we don't used to do art as much back then, or he thinks I'm treating him differently. I'm not. He thinks like I'm focusing on others rather than him. Not true. Not in the slightest at all. So I find that weird and annoying that no one else in my Patreon complains about the benefits other than him.
Other than him. Okay.
Other than him. He's all like, "Oh, ever since me and Floof broke up, you've been treating me differently. You've been so distant between me, and you don't have time for me. We don't hang out as much as we do anymore." And I'm just saying, like, Darthy, I know we've been quite distant, but that's not even the reason why. I just been busy, stuff like that. I have IRL stuff to worry about. I have a lot of customers to work on. And I play games, so it's just like I just can't. Man, just thinking about it, this is like he really stresses me out when he talks about like how much I've changed. Like you used to change. You used to be different. You used to care about me. He brings those up whenever like nothing goes his way. He makes
trying to get a hold on you.
Feel guilty.
Okay.
He that's total fucking manipulation right there. And he did the fucking the same shit to me too. And I had a feeling that he was doing that same shit to you. And like I had a realization when you mentioned earlier how, you know, sometimes the three of us would hang out and shit on VR, and when you were on when me and him were on, he would always talk about you on it. I realized anytime we did the three of us like watching a movie or something like that, he'd always cuddle up to you, not me. I was always the side hoe in that situation. I'm not shitting on you for it, but he would constantly ask, how do you think about maybe having Lucio in our relationship and shit? And
Yeah, that was
This is
that
news
was a
to
little
me.
weird.
You telling me this right now, this is news.
Where I come from, there's like no such thing as like having like multiple relationships at once. That's
Okay.
just weird. And on topic with
Oh,
VR, this reminded me this reminded me of the time when he got on my nerves. It was a VR chat where this was I do a lot of parties now recently in my Patreon now, but back then this was my very first VR party with my Patreon. This is my very first. And so like I announced like, yo everyone, my Patreon, I'm doing this crazy party, who's down? Everyone's down, this and this and that, this and that. Only Patreon exclusive though. This is only Patreon exclusive. So anyone else outside of Patreon will not be able to join. Well, Darthy, I don't know for what reason, or like I think it was around the time he's saying like I've changed, so he unsubscribed. He unsubscribed to my Patreon. So I was like, okay, that's fine. You cancel the subscription. That's totally fine. I'm not forcing you. And so that was like a couple days earlier. Days later, I announced that I'm throwing a Patreon party, and I announced like I was super excited about it. So I like announced it in my story. I announced it in my notes and Instagram, saying like, "Yo, I'm gonna throw this party with my Patreon. It's gonna be sick." So Darcy's like, "Are you gonna invite me? Are you gonna invite me to this VR party? Like, are you even gonna tell me that you're gonna throw this party?" And I'm all like, "I would, but you're not part of the Patreon. You canceled the subscription." He's all like, "Wow, that's crazy.
You're
You've
just
changed it."
upholding your
The
business
same
at
scenario.
this point.
Yeah. He's saying the same thing. Wow, you've changed. You treated me differently. You always treat me differently. You treat more better than I, and I don't appreciate that. And I'm all like, this is in the Patreon. For full context, this is in the Patreon. He subscribes to my Patreon, and so for that reason, he's in the party. And Dorothy used this as an excuse, like, even though if it wasn't in the Patreon, then you would have invited him anyway. I'll be like, no, I would not invite to the Patreon, even though he wasn't a Patreon. If he's not a Patreon, then he's not going to this party. And so I should use that rule on you as well. And of course, we argued, and I'm all like, you know what? I give up. Join the party if you want. And so he joined the party and stuff. So that was a little annoying, and I just didn't want to fight it anymore. We argued for a while. So I'm all like, you know what? Just join the party. You're right. You're a friend. So yeah, I found that annoying. That was like one of the things that popped in my head when we said VR.
That's all right. Yeah, thank you. I didn't even know that this. Like, I'm still trying to like also process what Floof also mentioned. That was very interesting.
Yeah, multiple, like in a multiple relationship. Yeah, I don't think
And
we were
yeah.
officially. I was just the third wheel. I thought I was the third wheel in that relationship. Like I was just there in the corner.
Well, and that's what I thought too. I'm like, oh, you know, we're having couple time. Oh, and then by the way, our friend Lucio is gonna be joining us. But thinking about it now, like, remember when we would be on like popcorn and how he would cuddle next to you on the couch or on the bed? I would shrink my size, right, just to be like, okay, well maybe he'll notice, and he wouldn't say a fucking word until you would say something about it.
Yeah.
Not to mention he'd always want to do a group sleep call because he wanted to do a sleep call with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. He was telling that to me recently too. He's like, "Yo, you wanna get in a group call with me?" This was recently when he was confessing his feelings to me. He was confessing his feelings to me, and he wants to.
Was this with
sleep calls
when he was with or with Floof?
He was not with anyone. This was like weeks ago. This was
okay.
2 weeks ago, a week ago, when he confessed his feelings and he wants to get in sleep calls with me.
Had he ever
And I'm like,
done any sexual advances to you while he was in a relationship?
I'm thinking, I don't think he did any of that when I was with, because he knows, is like, oh, he's in a relationship, it'll be weird. I think he tried to when he was with Floof, because at the time, Floof and Darthy made a rule to like, oh, you can do what's that thing called? ERP with someone, like do naughty things to them and do
We had an open relationship agreement, and originally
yeah.
it was more than just ERP, but it changed after he changed his mind and didn't tell me.
Yeah, so I'm pretty
Um,
sure he was trying to do that with me, but I'm all like, no, no thanks. I'm flattered, no thanks.
so
I don't. Yeah, continue.
has he in the past done sexual advances towards you multiple times, and you have made it clear in the past you may not be comfortable with these kinds of things, but he still did them anyways, right?
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as he was trying to, but he did. He did these. He did these like texts about like hugs and kisses and boops on the nose type of texts. I'm like, that's completely fine.
Okay.
I don't think it went that far. No, just normal furry cuteness shenanigans. I wouldn't say he was trying to take advantage or trying to get hard into role play. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was his intent. I'm pretty sure now that I'm thinking about it now all these allegations have been brought up and it's giving me a review of in the
Yeah, because
past.
I
I'm
was about to
pretty
ask
sure
you
he was trying
then.
to warm me up to it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
was
sure
about
he was
to
trying to
follow
warm
that
me
up.
up to it.
I was about to follow up saying,
Yeah,
like, why
but
do you
then
think then he would have tried to
yeah.
sabotage your
But then I
relationship?
like completely deny. I'm sorry I'm talking over you. Yeah, at the time,
Mm.
I think that's what he was trying to do, but I like immediately deny because this was me fresh out of a breakup. So I'm all like, I'm not in the mood to be doing any of this. And so when I tell him that, I'm pretty sure he just drops it. So all the cute and boops on the nose and I don't know, a lick on the cheek, like those are just fine. But this was like immediately after my breakup. So I'm all like, Darthy, I'm not in the mood, please. And that's where it stops. So I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to get at.
All right, so I'm just gonna quickly do a rundown of like some stuff. You don't have to go into detail. It's just basic like yes or no stuff.
Oh,
Very
okay.
quickly. Were you just like as a review? Were you aware that Darthy in the past before all this came out? Were you aware of Darthy's nature in the past and conduct with minors?
No.
Did you believe initially before the accusations or not accusations the post came out with? Do you believe that before the post, when you were shown screenshots of victims, did you believe them yourself at the time?
No.
Do you regret that?
Yes.
Do you understand how people might make the connection that you still support Darthy by keeping the art up that you have with him?
I will keep them up. But if there's people out there who really don't like it up, then I'll take it down.
Okay,
Without a
so
thought, I will take it down if there is people who would not like to see it.
but you're still gonna publicly display it and promote it as your own art, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
it's my art. Yes. I've disregarded all contact with him. We will not be in speaking terms. I don't think we'll
Okay.
be speaking to each other in the future. I'm just promoting my art. I'm
But you're
busy.
not going to take it down yourself especially like after these allegations came out and well, not allegations. After these things came out about him, you're still not going to take it down.
No, and I'll be taking it down. It's my art as much as his.
Okay. Cool. That's all. So that was a lot of interviews. It's been a few days since then, or as of recording this, it's been I think a few days or 2 days after we finished all the interviews. My profile picture is different. That's how long it's been. Yeah, wow. I do have to apologize to you for like kind of like going at you initially, because like normally when some serious stuff like this is brought up against people, I kind of like initially, no matter who the person is, I'm kind of hesitant to believe it unless I have like 1000% proof like that it did happen. Because it's one thing to call a person like shitty, an asshole, but it's also another to say they're a straight up groomer and stuff like that. So I mean, it's we have the proof. We have the proof now, and I want to say sorry for that, Floof.
All good.
That being said, now I do want to share with you, and I guess also the viewers, Orville's side of the story. I've been really, I guess, I haven't really brought it up yet, or if at all. I just brought up the fact that Orville made a post or a call out post, or not really a call out post, just sort of like a post on Darthy and some of the things he admitted to. And I didn't really touch upon it other than that post was now deleted. So I kind of want to also tell you, Floof, and everybody else, I did try to get a interview with Orville, but for the sake of his safety and privacy, he said he'd just rather answer questions in text format. And I'd send you the screenshots, Floof, in chat, and I want to look at it with you and also the viewers. So if you can, let's pull up the first screenshot of the other ones out of the multiple that I sent you.
Yep.
So I recommend anybody who's watching this, just pause the video really quick and kind of read it yourself, each one that we go through, because we're not going to be reading everything. What do you think of Orville's full written response before I start asking him all the other questions? Does everything here line up with your experience? And I mean, there's a few things here that definitely line up with what Zenith and Lucio told us. And then some of the other stuff is like, it's bad. It's really bad.
It is so much to look at.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for us because we have more of a idea. Like they were way more descriptive about it than I thought they were originally going to be, which I mean that's great. It's a lot of reading, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But
so one thing I can add to the big long kind of like summary of what happened. So he pretty much did the same thing to me of like multiple times breaking up. Luckily for me, I only had to fucking deal with two with him. And yeah, the last getting back together thing was for a very short amount of time. And I just woke up pretty much one day and he's just like, yeah, nah. And then he immediately got with.
I think what disgusts me is, let me see if I can find it here. I'd say the third or fourth day is when he up and left me. Never gave me a real reason why he left me. He just did, and he felt so comfortable enough to tell me that my closest friends are the ones that goes to him and tell him everything about me. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? I mean, I can't even imagine like the people that I confide with the most. Like I normally talk to other people, like in the past when I used to be with other people, whenever I had an issue with a partner and my partner was being very distant with me and didn't really want to resolve the issue, I would go to my closest friends to, maybe gain some advice, help me out, or at least just have somebody that I can talk to about it. The fact that Darthy is saying, yeah, all those friends that you talk to when you talk about me, yeah, I know them. They with me. That's fucked. That's not even like a main point at Darthy. That's just like horrible to hear come from Orville. Like he needed people to confide in. And I mean, this is assuming what Darthy said is true. And if it is, shame on those people. And I mean, the continuation of the sentence is even worse. Another thing he always bragged about was fucking people's boyfriends, and him talking about fucking my exes got me all types of fucked. Like, what the fuck? You imagine, you imagine like if you got with somebody and they're like, yeah, I fuck other people's boyfriends and I fuck your exes too. Like, I don't think I could ever, first of all, do that ever. That's wow. But another thing, why? What purpose does this serve? Or what alpha male status are you trying to obtain by fucking your partner's exes and then bragging about it? What title are you going for?
And it's something that he would do. Like he would do anything he could to just try and be on top, try and have a one up, or just anything to try and make him seem like he's in power still. So yeah, that it does seem like something he would do in terms of just being like, hey, by the way, I thought people had boyfriends. You know that? And then fucking like cheat on his partner, which I'm not saying anything, but it's funny how he found interest in someone so soon after me, but while he was dating me, was constantly asking to get art with that person after they accused them of being a homewrecker and a couple other mean words.
Ugh. But one thing I will point out, and this is really big, everybody so far up until this point, well, I mean, Orville's the last person we're going to go over, but everybody has said Darthy has started out as a fantastic person or like a pretty good person. And then suddenly there was just this moment where shit hit the fan. Like, I feel like everybody has had that story. Yeah, you're right, because he's manipulated. You can say it. He manipulated all of them at the beginning to get with him. And now when they were with him, he kind of just got a power trip.
Mhm.
All right, let's go to the second one. Yeah, did Darthy start a relationship with you right after ending it with Floof? What was that time when they're like, I don't like to dwell on this question, but yeah, he pretty much left Floof and got with me. It's fucked up. When you asked about an open relationship, were you hoping to genuinely stay with him, or was it a way to see how he would react? It was a bit of both. Like, I wanted to be with him, but opened. Then at the same time, I just wanted to see how he would react, and he definitely reacted like a dick. I'm not gonna shame anybody for what kind of relationship they go or seek after with the person. I'm never going to do that. As a matter of fact, that would be probably the most Darthy thing I could do this whole video, is to go after somebody for how they want to be. But this was definitely a smart move on Orville's part about just wanting to see how he would react. Because you mentioned that he wanted an open relationship with you.
Well, yeah, he's like, hey,
Now he is doing it with him. He's doing it with him.
Yeah, he's just, I don't think he understands what it means to be in an open relationship. Because when I first got with him, he's like, just so you know, I'm going to be getting art with friends, RPing. And then eventually we agreed on, like, hey, if we both do stuff with other people, that's fine. We both talked about it. I have screenshots. Like, it was said. And then he changed his mind, accused me of being a cheater. Gets into another relationship with a person, gets freaked out by the idea of an open relationship, and cheats on him.
What kind of rumors did he spread the first time? Like when we broke up? Yeah. Well, honestly, I don't really know. But I just know for the first time we broke up, he was telling people how I was the bad boyfriend because I wanted an open relationship. And then, yeah, you're right. And then I had trust issues. What the fuck? I was going to make the joke, can this guy make up his mind? But clearly this is on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next one. Did he apologize for that? This is one, like, I was asking him, like, did he apologize for doing all the rumors the first time before they got back together? Let's be honest here. Does he apologize for anything? Let's be honest. They were trying to be, like, I guess poking fun at Darthy in a sense, but also, like, everybody else's interviews. I don't remember if I asked it to everybody, but I remember I asked it to somebody when I asked them if Darthy ever apologized for anything that he did. I've had a pretty good consensus as to, like, what he tends to do. What made you two want?
Instead of,
go on.
I'm sorry.
No,
instead of apologizing, usually he just tries to put it onto you somehow, like you did something bad.
Yeah,
so
that's
that way
weird.
He doesn't look like a bad guy.
That is weird because that's not something a normal person would do. Only manipulators would do that. But I'm sorry. I know this video was meant to be not non-biased and shit, like, but like I just, after hearing the shit that everybody has said up until this point, like I can't. It infuriates me, and it makes me really upset. What made you two want to get back together? The blind love. I just wanted to be loved by someone, even if they treated me like shit and spit me out. I think this is sort of like one of the sad things we see about a lot of victims of just domestic abuse and abuse in general and manipulation. They get hurt so much to the point where when they are eventually discarded and thrown away, they'll take anything. They'd even go back to the person that discarded them and left them there to begin with, because they just feel either so awful about what happened, or they are just still so infatuated by that person that they kind of just forget most of the stuff, or sort of just accept the fact that, you know what, maybe or maybe not accept the fact, but just sort of, I guess in their mind go, well, maybe I was in the wrong. Maybe I was. Like this is just the process of being manipulated, and it sucks. And it hurts even more when you get out of that cycle, because then you start to doubt yourself and you're like, oh, maybe it is my fault because I never saw the signs early on, or maybe I just didn't get out of it earlier. And if I did get out of it earlier, none of this would have happened. This is the tragedy of that kind of stuff. Do you have anything to add to that, or?
I'm just trying to like keep calm.
I mean, I haven't really kept calm. I'm really upset with how this person, I don't even want to call him a person, this asshole has treated these people. The third time you guys got back together, did he give any excuse for being distant before leaving? No, he did not. I asked him why he was so distant, and he always said his job, even though he got out of work around 12 noon, whatever his time zone may be. I never found out why he was always distant. I always assumed it was because he was talking to people on the side. When he left, did he block you? Stop responding? He stopped responding for a while, but then he came back and just broke up with me, no explanation or nothing, just left me in the dust. So yep. I think it's a pretty popular consensus that if you're going to break up with somebody, you better have a reason for it, and it better not just be like a reason like, it's not you, it's me. Like, you better give a good reason.
Yeah, and not just fucking play with people's feelings.
Yeah. All right, next one, fourth one. You mentioned that your closest friends went to him. Do you know, or rather, do you know who? Better way of saying it. I still have yet to find out which close friends went to him saying shit, and when I found out, they're getting kicked out of my life. Fair enough. Dude, I like the moment I hear a name, out of here. Get that out. That is horrible, 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 horrible behavior from people that you call your friends. Those are not your friends. Those aren't even people that deserve to be in your life. You got to get those people out of your life. The bragging about fucking people's boyfriends, did he actually do this or did he just say it? I'm pretty sure he was dirty role-playing with his people's boyfriends behind their back, because he was bragging about it a lot to me. Did he ever prove it though, or someone else to confirm it? Next one. Nope, no one did. I told him like it's dead ass wrong that he did that, and he's always saying, I'm just trying to be a support bear when needed. I'm like, no, you're being a weird sexual freak that thinks sex is support. I don't remember it. Did you mention, I'm pretty sure you mentioned something similar of that to me. Did you?
Wait, about what?
About him just like trying to support his friends, or like being a support bear or something to his friends. That's the reason, as to the reason why he wanted his open relationship with you.
Yeah, just be like, oh my.
Was that in the screenshot? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
Because I know at one point, like when we first got together, that was something he brought up. He was just like, oh, if my friends are sad, like I hope you know, like I'm gonna like through text suck their dick and shit, and like get art with them, and I'm gonna pay for all of it. And then when we get art together, like
I think you did send me it, but I censored it in the video. Let me quickly go up and double check. Yeah, I found it. I found it. Oh, I know, hon, all our stuff I'd post. That and like if you, Lucy, ever wanted to be silly. All friends need love sometimes. Yep, right here, found it. All friends need love sometimes. That's crazy. I don't know if I included that in the interview portion, and to be honest, it looks pretty unprofessional of me to not remember everything that happened or everything that we went over.
This video is over an hour long.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it is 2 people working on it, you doing the majority of the editing and script. If you forget something, I don't think anyone's gonna put you on blast here because there's someone who.
Well, I gotta be professional about it, man. I gotta be professional about it. Did he target your exes on purpose, or was it just like a pattern? He tried to do shit with my exes. I think he said he would do things with my exes to try and piss me off, because none actually came to me and told me. What evidence do you have against them that wasn't included in the post? If you're uncomfortable sharing it, you can try to describe it all. None at all. Everything in the post then is what you have on them then? Mine and his chat got swiped. I imagine that means like wiped. Still though, with like the amount of stuff Orville does have on Darthy, it's enough. I mean, the admittance of grooming minors is already just yikes. By the way, to anybody who is questioning, oh, but how do we know if that's the real how do we know if that's the real Darthy? The original screenshot that I was shown, like the full uncropped screenshot, has the dude's number in it. So I'm not going to be showing the full screenshot, and I don't think Orville is going to be doing the same either, because we're not trying to dox anybody here, and that is not our intention.
Yeah, the depending on how this goes, the only people that are going to know that number are obviously Darthy, us, because we've seen the full screenshot knowing it's not a
Yeah.
lie.
Are you in contact with his past exes? Do you think they would come forward to do what you're doing? Floof is one. Zenith, I don't talk to him. And then they mentioned another name up here. And yeah, that's it. Then they went on a little bit and they mentioned something else. He's still denying that he's a changed person. Darthy is denying he changed. He's saying that he's changed and isn't like that no more, but there's proof of him admitting he still does the things he said he doesn't do. And then this screenshot includes the phone number at the top, which I'm definitely going to have to censor.
I love how he just tries to brush it off.
Yeah,
'Cause you
I
have
mean, look at
Orville
that.
saying-
Fine, it was wrong, but I'm not that way anymore. I changed a lot. He keeps telling people that.
Imagine a rape victim in court with, their rapist, right? And the guy's like, okay, I did it, but like, I'm not that way anymore. How the fuck do you think that victim's gonna feel? Crushed. Fucking, it would feel awful. Because you had been wronged, horribly, scarred. Just for that person
the rest
just
of
to
your
go,
life, probably. The fact that Orville had to take down the post originally because he told me that he was getting threats from people when that post was up, that Darthy allegedly sent people to go. Well, I mean, Darthy did send people. He literally posted it on his story. He sent people to go harass Orville about this. And then it's almost like that whole message had no weight to it. But that's the thing, it never had any weight to it. You don't do something so horrible to not one human being, but multiple human beings, some of which are underage, and then just go, yeah, I was wrong, but I'm not that way anymore. I changed a lot. This is fucked up behavior. That's not a hot topic. That's not a hot take. This is fucked up behavior. There is one more thing I want to share with you. And as of recording this, I was only sent this a few hours ago. Well, I got sent this a few hours ago, and I wanted to show you it. So this is a screenshot Orville sent me a few hours ago, and this is apparently what Darthy put on his story. I truly know now how my actions have hurt people, and now I know I got to be better for myself and the community I fell in love with so long ago. I just hope one day the people I've hurt will forgive me one day, and we can all move on together. So, Floof, you being one of the people that was hurt by him, do you forgive him?
absolutely not.
Well, Darthy, there's your answer. I think it's also maybe smart to, instead of being like addressing this as a public statement, like you're some like super big celebrity, how about you actually reach out to the people you've heard and like directly apologize to them?
Well, I got a good idea.
Hmm?
And it would, because obviously I'm not going to believe, nor should anybody just believe anybody that not only has been accused of what he's been accused, but with evidence and him literally admitting to grooming minors. I feel like if he really has changed, I would love to see him, because he has money to throw around. I think that if he really is a changed person, that he could use that in a better way. I would love to see him and I'm not talking a $1 or a $5 donation. I would love to see him give a solid chunk of cash to any charity that is there to help support victims of sexual crimes, whether being groomed as a minor, rape, just anything along those. I would love him just to donate a good chunk of change. If he does that, I might believe that he really wants to change, but I know he won't.
And I mean,
I really know he won't.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you're someone who is championing that they are going to change from their past of sexually abusing and manipulating and grooming minors and other people, I feel like this is proof that you want to change, but I don't think that is something that is going to rid you of what you did. Because it's kind of hard to believe your words, Darthy, at this point, when your actions have spoken for years. Like, this isn't just, you don't just change in a day after multiple years of being a monster. So yeah, I agree. And you know what? I agree with what you say. And you know what, Darthy? You're probably not going to do it. I hope you do it, but you're probably not going to do it. And just out of goodwill, Floof, do you want to split $50 to donate to a charity that helps victims of sexual abuse and domestic abuse and all that, and grooming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that. I want to end off this video with something very important that I think could be said about not just the furry community, but for any online community. It is very important that we use these platforms with responsibility and we use these platforms with good intention. We made this video not to slander Darthy, not to dox him or anything of the sort. The main intention and purpose of this video was to give a voice to all the victims we could reach and give their stories. I think everybody online has a responsibility to at least show support to victims of these kinds of things. Online grooming does happen. Online grooming is real. Grooming in general, obviously, is real. I hope a lot of people would agree with me on that. And we need to stop glorifying everybody we see online, because Darthy has put on a character for years that is admirable, that is kind, that is loving, and yet he was capable of doing very horrible things to people. Not only that, but he was able to convince his followers to harass and attack Orville. The whole reason he took down that post, the reason Orville took that down was because Darthy attacked him. Darthy made a story post attacking him. Darthy made a story post. I'll even bring it up on screen to show y'all again if I hadn't shown it already. Crazy how you can go from this guy probably drugs 16-year-olds to, man, I now realized how much of an asshole I've been in like a few days. He must have really had a fucking smack in the face or something. Or maybe he's just lying, which I think is probably the most likely answer. But yeah, online abuse is no joke. Online harassment is no joke. Sexual harassment online is no joke. None of these things are a joke. These are all things we need to take very seriously and we need to be all more aware of in the future. And it's also something that we all need to be more comfortable in calling out, because if we aren't, there is only going to be more victims to this kind of thing. And there is just going to be more people that are going to be hurt, not just by Darthy, but however many people that are probably doing this right now. So I advise everybody who is watching, check on your friends, check on your family members, check on anybody you love or care about, and just ask them how they're doing and spread awareness of this kind of, I'm not saying share this video, just spread awareness about this kind of stuff. This is not a joke, and this severely traumatizes people probably for the rest of their lives. And with that, I leave you with a thank you so much for watching till the very end. I apologize if there's any this is the first time I've ever edited a video like this or ever done a video like this. So if there's anything that seems just inconsistent or out of place, or we missed like the videos weren't synced up well with audio, that's entirely our fault. This is the first time I've ever edited a video like this. This is the first time Floof has ever edited a video like this. First time for everything, and hopefully we were able to at least present everything well. Yeah, my name is Yes Dash. This is going to be on Floof Paw's channel, so obviously you know who Floof is. And I thank you all so much for watching this video.
I thank you everybody for sticking around, listening to everything that had to be said. Not only does it mean a lot to Dash and me, who have put a lot of work into this video, but it also means the world to the people that this has affected, having their voices heard when Darthy tried so hard to shut them up. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you.
All right, let's not make this video any more longer than it should be. Have a good day, everybody, and stay safe.